Remember when I said I wasn't doing anything for Halloween? Well, I lied. Hey guys, the Lord here, back again with another review. Today we'll be taking a look at the MEGO Corp Universal Monsters, The Mummy. This is, of course, the iconic Boris Karloff mummy as portrayed in the 1930s Universal Studios film of the same name, The Mummy. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, The Mummy's been one of my favorite characters, more so because of the reboots from the late 90s with Brendan Fraser and the early 2000s animated series that was on, I want to say the WB, but you can't beat the classics, man. I love me some Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff is a horror icon, so what better way to kick off this Halloween-themed week, mind you? Because we are doing something for Halloween, because you know what? I ain't a quitter, and to just throw in the towel for my favorite holiday, only competition is Christmas, because Christmas is awesome. I had to do something. I've done it almost every year, except the one time when I got hacked because, well, that happened. So you know what? Screw it. We're doing this. This is my channel, my rules. So with that being said, getting into the meat and taters here. Looks like Boris Karloff. And I do have Frankenstein's monster out for comparison. I got him off my MEGO shelf so we can compare likenesses. But for the most part, yeah, it looks like Boris Karloff. Really, really cool. I think MEGO's doing a really bang-up job with these Universal Monsters figures. And they're some of my favorites. And this actually completes the big four, or whatever that would be for five, the big five. We got the Mummy, we got Dracula, we got Frankenstein's monster, for those of you who want to be stinky poo-poo butts and correct me in the comments until, the day we all die. We got the Wolfman, and we got the Creature of the Black Lagoon. So, pretty stoked about that. I don't actually have the Red Cape Bela Lugosi yet. I'm supposed to be getting that off a friend one of these days, so hopefully that will eventually come to be, but until then I do have the first Target release of that figure, which I actually bought off the same friend, so we'll talk about that more in the Red Cape Dracula review if I do manage to get a hold of that figure. But as far as articulation goes on this guy, it's the same stuff we've seen with MEGO figures. The head will rotate, the shoulders will move up, and on this guy, yeah, you can move his arms up enough to do the iconic pose, so that's cool. I really wish they would switch to a ball hinge, though. I think that would be a little better. I say that in like every MEGO video, don't I? You guys get the point now. I would like a little bit more out of the shoulders, needless to say. He does have some elbow action going on there. You can bend him about a right angle. Kind of loose on this guy, so that's kind of, but whatever. The costume kind of helps hold him in place. It does also have hinge and rotation in the hands. I will say they are very stiff. And be careful with his gauze. You don't want to tear or rip it, although it is a mummy, so I guess that would happen anyways. Question mark. He does have a diaphragm joint, but it is very, very immobile because he's got a big chunk of his costume kind of tucked in around here, so you're not going to get much out of that. Hips kick forward and back, in and out. He's got a hinge at the knee, and then he's got a hinge in the foot with no rocker, and he does have 2 different feet, so that's a plus. I always check my MEGO feet. I don't know why, but whenever they have like shoes or something, I will take the shoes off and make sure they don't have 2 left feet or 2 right feet, because if you guys know me personally, like some people on the YouTubes, you know my luck with getting 2 right feet's kind of almost as well known as certain pop culture icons like Mr. Boris Karloff here. So, with that being said, that's about all I gotta say about this guy. He is awesome. Boris Karloff as the Mummy in MEGO form. This is one of many mummy figures I have now. I do have the old Toy Island version of this character, which is my favorite, but that NECA one, though, oof, looks like a really cool figure. But with that being said, let's take a look at some comparisons. First up, here's our new-ish Boris Karloff mummy next to the previous mummy brought to us by the fine folks over at MEGO Corp, which is a little bit more cartoony, a bit more of its own thing. And I gotta say, I still really like that figure. I think it's a little bit gnarlier, but can't go wrong with Karloff, right? And for your Karloff comparison, we have Frankenstein's monster, who, even though these two are played by the same actor, the monster appropriately stands a little bit taller than the mummy because he's got the big old platform shoes, much like all the dudes in Kiss wear. And can we get a Dr. Frankenstein to go with that figure? Please and thank you. That'd be really cool. I would not mind seeing that at all. Up next, because somebody politely asked me to in a previous MEGO review, here is the Mummy next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Ultron from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave, and the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dr. Fate as he appeared in Injustice 2, which, yeah, the Mummy's a little tall for these lines, but Dr. Fate's not too far off, so I guess you could do something with that if you really wanted to. And last but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the MK11 Spawn. And nope, Spawn is not going to be the tallest thing on cam today, folks. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and if you are like me and are dead set on collecting all the Universal Monsters characters that MEGO's going to be putting out in the near to distant future, then this is a definite 100% must have, because he is the Mummy, he's one of the main characters, you gotta have him, and you can't go wrong with Boris Karloff, right? I gotta say, for a MEGO, this is a pretty solid figure. Yeah, I know MEGOs aren't perfect, but if you want perfect, maybe go with the NECA stuff. Those are pretty darn close to perfect if I do say so myself. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you are so inclined, please hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one, because we got to show that algorithm who's boss right. And don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions, and please keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.